welcome to Breakfast. You're with Charlie States and Nadet Montague.
Our headlines today. The nation comes together in an emotional thank you to NHS and care workers battling coronavirus.
This is an absolute nightmare, so it's time that we're all just having to stand together, shoulder to shoulder, and show our appreciation.
The Chancellor's multi-billion-pound bailout for self-employed workers has been announced.
The United States passes China and Italy to record the highest number of coronavirus cases anywhere in the world.
Good morning. If you're buying or selling a house, then don't. The government warns buyers and sellers to postpone completion until after the outbreak, as home sales are forecast to slump by 60%.
And don't go out. National parks remind potential visitors they're not open for business ahead of the weekend.
And in weather, get ready for something much colder this weekend, but for the time being, it's as you were, sunshine for many, cloudy across Scotland. I'll have your full forecast here on Breakfast.
Good morning, it's Friday, March the 27th. Our top story today, millions of people across the UK have taken part in a coordinated tribute to NHS staff and care workers working on the front line of the coronavirus outbreak.
The Clap for Carers salute saw people showing their thanks by applauding from their doorsteps, windows and balconies. We're going to get the reaction to that tribute from care workers throughout the programme this morning.
And after financial measures to support self-employed workers were announced by the government, we'll be looking about how they might work in practice. A lot of emails and texts coming in from you about that. First, though, let's get the latest from our correspondent, Charlotte Rose.
A moment of togetherness because of the virus which has forced us apart. Last night, thousands of people across the country came out on their doorsteps to applaud the efforts of NHS workers on the front line. In towns and cities, and even palaces, people paid tribute. Earlier, Chancellor Rishi Sunak announced a multi-billion-pound package of support for self-employed workers.
Musicians and sound engineers, plumbers and electricians, taxi drivers and driving instructors, hairdressers and childminders, and many others, through no fault of their own, risk losing their livelihoods. To you, I say this: you have not been forgotten.
Those who earn less than £50,000 a year can apply for a grant of up to 80% of their average monthly profits, up to a maximum of £2,500. But with payouts not coming till June, and some workers being exempt, many are still worried.
So you're going to give us money in June, did they say? So what you're saying is you are presuming that everybody that's self-employed has enough money to survive until then, and that's not the case.
I unfortunately probably won't qualify because my business has only been running for 2 years. My husband will be able to claim, so that means that as a family we will be able to have money from the government to tide us over.
Whilst the government's firefighting on the economy, firefighters will be brought in to help the NHS. They'll help drive ambulances, deliver food and medicine to vulnerable people, and if there are mass casualties from the virus, to transport the dead. The police too have a role to play, enforcing social distancing measures. Officers can now issue £60 on-the-spot fines if they find people are out and about for non-essential reasons. Fines can be increased for repeat offenders. Derbyshire police say people should not be driving to get to the place they want to take their daily exercise, but it's not clear whether this is actually against the rules.
The government has a lockdown in force.
Forces are concerned that with some fine weather expected this weekend, people will be tempted to go against the advice to stay at home. They hope these new powers will make people think twice. Charlotte Rose, BBC News.
Well, the Business Secretary, Arif Sharma, has responded to concerns that self-employed people have to wait until June for financial aid to become available.
We spoke to him just about half an hour ago and he told us that the government is working to get the funds in place as soon as possible.
I completely understand that there are very many people who are worried about their livelihoods, about how they're going to pay their bills, and what we've ensured through the system is that there is support already available for people. We've ensured that those who have mortgages are able to have a mortgage holiday for 3 months. We've also ensured that the welfare system, we've put more money into that, so there's an extra £1,000 on the standard allowance every year when it comes to universal credit. And of course, if you're self-employed, the minimum income floor has been removed at this point. We've also said that for those who would normally be paying a bill at the end of July, in terms of their self-assessment to HMRC, that can be deferred until 2021. And of course, some of those who are self-employed will also be registered for VAT, and we've said there are deferrals on that as well. So there is a package of measures that is in place to support people right now. I completely understand people want to get this additional grant as quickly as possible. The Chancellor was very clear that we want to do this as quickly as possible. We've set a date for the start of June, but if we can do it faster, we will. But it is a complicated system that we are designing, and we want to make sure we get it absolutely right.
The number of coronavirus deaths in the UK has jumped by more than 100 in a day. For the first time, the death toll has risen from 475 to 578, with more than 11,000 confirmed cases. A third of those have been diagnosed in London.
The family of a GP who died at Southend Hospital on Wednesday has said that he showed textbook symptoms of coronavirus. Dr. Habib Zaidi, who was 76 years old, hadn't seen patients in person for about a week before his death. If test results do confirm he was infected, he would be the first doctor in the UK to die with the virus.
7 minutes past 8 is the time. So the government has urged house buyers and sellers to put off completion until after the outbreak over fears about social distancing. Let's talk through a little bit more about this, Ben. I suppose in a way it sounds a bit like common sense, but